Coucou. Ah va. Ok, ok. Bon. Du coup, dans Vampyr, tous vos choix peuvent avoir des conséquences. Ce jeu utilise un système de sauvegarde automatique. Une sauvegarde automatique est en cours lorsque le symbole... Tu manges quoi? Bah des gaufres, vu que j'ai pas mangé ce midi. Je vais faire un ASMR. Ah, oui. Bon. Du coup, nous allons jouer à Vampyr. Et puis, bah, let's go, hein. Je pense qu'ils vont me demander de créer une nouvelle partie. Parce que la partie d'en haut, là, est... Ouais, la partie d'en haut, dernière sauvegarde, c'était quoi? Janvier, février, mars, avril, mai, juin. Ah, j'y ai joué en juin. Bon, du coup, on va faire une nouvelle partie, hein. Et puis, oula. Les gens qui veulent profiter de l'histoire de Vampyr, cela coûtera une partie importante de l'expérience, mais vous permettra de profiter de l'histoire et d'explorer Londres avec moins de danger. Le combat est très facile, vous ne recevez aucune récompense en terminant ce mode sans tuer des citoyens. Ok. On va prendre le mode normal parce que le mode difficile... Parce que je reste plus vite si vous tuez des citoyens. La difficulté des combats est liée au nombre de citoyens que vous tuez. Voilà. Ça a l'air pas mal. Oui, c'est fat. Hein. Toutes les actions que nous menons dans ce jeu amènent à différentes choses. Si je tue un tel, il y aura ça. Si je ne tue pas un tel, il y aura ça. S'il y a un tel qui veut ma peau, il y aura ça.
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen. The falling of a star, a dark...
Ah, non mais... Au pire, comment tu regarderas le live ce soir? Regarde le live ce soir parce que... Profite... tes grands-parents, je sais pas quoi là. Et tu regarderas la rediff. Oui. Comme ça, moi aussi ce soir, j'ai des vidéos à regarder aussi. Comme ça, au moins, tu regarderas le live ce soir et comme ça, tu pourras profiter du live. J'essaie de beaucoup parler dans le live pour que ça fasse pas trop chiant quand tu le regarderas. Donc regarde-le ce soir, hein. Et puis tout à l'heure, bisous, je t'aime. À tout à l'heure, oui. Et reviens pas sur le live, hein, parce que sinon tu vas te spoil et tout. Comme ça, moi, ça évite aussi que je nique mon écran de téléphone. Tac. Ouais.
Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is war but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
En vrai, Vampyr, c'est une histoire très intéressante. J'ai pas fini le jeu d'ailleurs. Hein. Pas fini le jeu.
Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment. A righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars.
C'est vrai que j'ai jamais fini le jeu, moi, et parce que j'avais la flemme en fait. Je le faisais en live, mais il y a personne, donc j'ai jamais fini. Je sais plus comment il s'appelle notre personnage déjà. C'est sympa, il se trimballe dans les cadavres et tout. Bon, le graphique est un peu ancien, mais le jeu est quand même beau. Je trouve que ça va, il est pas mal foutu. Mais c'est vrai que parfois on peut voir des incohérences ou des trucs un peu mal faits comparé à ce qu'on a aujourd'hui. Mais voilà, déjà tu vois très bien que le jeu est déjà très stylé. Oh oui, cette musique. Oh no. Oui, no. Ah, ça me rappelle des souvenirs là du coup. Mais en soi, ouais, le jeu est quand même beau. Ah oui, Jonathan, ok. Le début d'un vampire.
Mary! Oh, no! Mary!
It's a nightmare.
No! Please, a moment, let me explain! These patrols are after me. No! No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here.
On peut s'échapper.
This can't be happening. Over there! No! Please! Stop! I mean you no harm. What's going on? Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about? Shit, where'd it go? Nah, I can defend myself.
Ok, c'est comme ça.
Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice.
Tac.
Who are you? Stupid beast! It's down! Sorry. Over there! There's one of them! No, please, stop! Who are you? There's one of them vermin! What do you want?
Tac.
I mean you no harm. I need help. Die, you fucking leech! Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this. Shut up, beast! Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name? I'll do the rest of the job. Just leave me.
Ouais. Il comprend même pas ce qui lui arrive.
Feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go! I need to find shelter.
Ouais, keep out. Tac. Keep out, c'est les petits trucs où on peut se réfugier là. Sympa ça. Tu peux sauvegarder aussi, je crois, dans un petit lit.
Place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
C'est sympa ici.
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Tac, des shillings. Petite monnaie. Soleil et feu, tac, les suceurs de sang ne craignent pas le soleil et ne sont pas immédiatement réduits en cendres. S'ils sont touchés par ces rayons, par contre, cela leur fait très mal. Un jour, j'ai enchaîné un vampire à un arbre, afin de voir ce qu'il allait se passer au lever du soleil. Sa peau a noirci en l'espace de quelques minutes, comme s'il allait brûler de l'intérieur. Ses yeux et sa chair ont fondu, et j'ai vu de mes propres yeux ses os se s'éparpiller toute la journée pour essayer de s'extraire de ces chaînes. Au bout du compte, il n'en est resté qu'un cadavre desséché qui a lentement commencé à se régénérer dès que le soleil a disparu de l'horizon. Je lui ai coupé la tête afin de le détruire pour de bon, mais lorsque j'ai fait la même expérience avec du feu, il n'est resté du sang qu'un tas de cendres dont il n'est jamais revenu. Le feu est donc notre arme de prédilection. Mes frères, le meilleur moyen de se débarrasser d'un vampire est de le brûler. Ok, faiblesse des vampires. Après bon, il y a plein de trucs. Il y a plein de trucs à récolter qui peuvent être bien sympas. Je sens que ce jeu tu vas l'adorer, Colombe. Tac, y'a rien ici, faut tout regarder. Ok. Ah, c'est sympa ça. Ah, c'est une belle tête. Ah, Jocelyne, elle a mal vieilli quoi.
Wait, this one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve. That's impossible.
Mais si, tout est possible grâce à la carte qui, oui, enfin de moins le 16 ans. Nothing there. Fine. Tac, rien ici, rien ici. Rien ici. Faut tout passer au peigne fin au cas où si on rate un truc. Je me moque, pardon.
Who goes there? Who's there? Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Ok. Il s'est fait mordre par le démon. Par le shaitan. C'est du Steampack ça. Oh, un gun. Je sais pas que c'était notre premier gun ça. J'ai oublié. J'ai un peu oublié ouais les parties un peu.
There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live. And now what? We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
What the fuck, je comprends plus rien là.
It never got easy.
Bon, même moi qui a fait tout ça, enfin, j'ai fait une grande partie de l'histoire. Enfin, je pense un quart de l'histoire. Parce que je pense que l'histoire elle est un peu grande. Genre, je me rends pas forcément compte en fait. Mais genre là, je comprends pas trop pourquoi il avait son gun déjà. De 1. Elle avait sa montre. Enfin, je comprends plus là. J'avais oublié des... En fait, vraiment, à chaque fois que je rejoue au jeu, je vais vraiment j'oublie des détails en fait. Mal dormi, Becky a toussé toute la nuit à la fièvre. D'accord. Bon. Le lit pour faire de dos.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it. Rational thinking only.
Si.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Oh. Oh oui, c'est vrai que les lits de refuge ils servent à ça. Les refuges vous permettent de... Ah voilà, et d'évoluer. Dépenser des points d'expérience. Ah oui, c'est quand... Oh putain, ok. Je viens de me souvenir un peu du fonctionnement complet du truc. Ok. Dépenser des points d'expérience pour monter en niveau et améliorer vos compétences vampiriques. En haut à droite, on a de l'expérience et cette expérience, on peut la dépenser dans des compétences. Et donc, ça c'est stylé. Bon, on est obligé de faire un peu le truc, l'autophagie. Ça c'est... vous consomme votre propre sang pour soigner instantanément les dégâts normaux et aggravés. Et bim! Et on est obligé de dépenser là-dedans premièrement. Bim, je sais plus si on peut prendre... Voilà. Oui. Alors. Attaque à coup de portée qui peut découper toute créature vivante devant vous. Ok. Et de projeter une lance faite de sang qui peut transpercer les ennemis devant vous. Ah oui, ça c'est les... Ok. Vous placez un nuage d'ombre à vos pieds ou à ceux de votre cible. Le nuage explose après quelques secondes, infligeant de sérieux dégâts. Alors ça c'est... C'est pas mal. Je vais prendre la lance de sang. Je sais que la lance de sang... La lance de sang était pas mal. Bim. Après, je sais plus comment ça fonctionne, mais on verra bien. De toute façon, on recommence le jeu et c'est pas comme si je reprenais de là où j'étais. C'est qu'à chaque fois quand je recommence un jeu et qu'il faut sur ce jeu, faut connaître les combos, etc., les touches. Bon. Mais bon, quand tu reprends depuis le début, il te réexplique tout.
If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me. What I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Where is it? Go!
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here!
Allez. Bim.
My head's spinning.
Je fais juste un truc vite fait, tac.
It's locked.
Tac. Pieu usé. Alors, les armes main gauche peuvent être utilisées en appuyant sur la touche tac. Elles permettent des attaques spéciales et consomment de l'endurance. Bien évidemment.
I'm still in Southwark.
Oh. Juste un problème parce que j'ai des chaussettes, j'ai des vêtements dans ma télé. Là, ça me pose un peu de problème. Attends. Tac, tac. Voilà. Tout rangé.
Strength I never knew I had.
Merde. Je suis complètement con. Wesh. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Qu'est-ce que je fais? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Putain, je me disais aussi... Wesh.
I feel like a child learning the limits of my body. My strength, my reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
Pont de Southwark. Northbank. Ah non, Southwark du coup, oui. Alors. On va donc se rendre à Northbank. Votre roi et votre pays ont besoin de vous. Engagez-vous dans l'armée britannique. Alors, je reviens encore une fois. I'm back.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood.
Oh,
Mary,
il y a des rats.
someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
Le bon rat là.
This thirst for blood. It's locked, all right. It's locked. dizziness from the jump. I can
Ah.
control it. I cannot enter. This is despicable.
Bien marché.
What will London have to say to me? I've many questions unanswered.
Doc de Limehouse.
Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum? The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. Fresh blood. Something dire must have come about. Where has everyone gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail.
Pourquoi je suis dans le refuge, moi? Oula. C'est plus un domaine qui m'appartient là. Je ne me souviens plus de... Je ne me souviens plus de tout ça moi. Ok. Alors 500 XP, je sais pas si ah si. Les morsures c'est cool, du coup j'augmente. Je pense pas que du coup je puisse améliorer là. Ouais, sinon il y aura un point d'exclamation. Tac. Comment ça je comprends pas ça. Ah, c'est le bar.
At last, a little life.
Ah oui, c'est là que je me souviens des dialogues que je faisais avant.
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
No problème.
This is no place for you. Freewen has several patrols roaming the area. They're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
They have a common objective, but I require you might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire! Who are you?
I mean you no harm.
Saith the vampire. Present yourself!
I need a word. Would anyone?
Well, that's something I can do for you.
Il me fait rire le doc. Mais qui le pointe la croix de Jésus, je peux peut-être faire quelque chose par vous.
And who might you be?
I'm not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I am performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
No.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We are both chasing the same shadow.
Perhaps. This is all new to me. I'm not even certain what I'm looking for.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I don't know yet.
And I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Sympa le doc. Putain, je peux voler et tout. Merci.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
C'est plus parce qu'il est vraiment en sang, genre.
Don't worry, things can only get worse.
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bot.
Sacré Dizon, hein.
Sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
I'll leave you with the bottle then. J'aime
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, now all these terrible murders.
The murders? What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog? What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed.
Le chien des
But now
égouts.
he's killing in the streets.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah. Killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, the Turquoise Turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the cannon factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one here. They used to be good mates. But recently, Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
Hey, hey, hey. Oh. Tom Watts, qualité du sang. C'est vrai qu'il y a plein d'indices, genre chaque personne, il y a un indice, il y a un entourage, ce genre de choses. Et c'est compliqué, c'est tout un, regarde, c'est toute une magouille, Colombe. Parce que du coup tu vas regarder ça. Là c'est la situation de la ville. Bon le meilleur c'est ça, hein. Si elle est critique ou hostile, c'est la D, hein, c'est la D. Après il y a différents trucs mais ça va, ce sera sur les différents quartiers. Du coup on est insatisfaisant, grave. Il y a hostile je crois, même pas. Je sais plus ce qu'il y a. Mais bref, du coup on a découvert Dizon fatigue, traitement pour la fatigue. Et oui, on peut donner des médicaments aux gens pour qu'ils se sentent mieux. Et du coup que l'état de la ville soit meilleur. Et à chaque fois du coup on a des personnes machin. Et du coup on a eu Tom Watts, du coup en personne. Et là regarde, des trucs, il y a un cerveau, tu sais, une main. Ça c'est le niveau de charme pour contrôler les personnes. En fait tu peux les contrôler. Ensuite tu vas dans un coin et tu les butes. Ouais, c'est juste ça, c'est vraiment genre tu les croques. Tu les croques, genre très clairement. Je sais. Ok. Mais du coup voilà. Je vais te présenter un peu la chose. Faut qu'on reparle à Tom. Monsieur Tom.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Ok, bon. Parlez-moi de William.
Talk to me about the visit from your old friend William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
C'est parti.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city. The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. What's this? Some sort of note. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. Blood and empty gin bottles. This Bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Certains ennemis sont plus résistants à certains types de dégâts et des escapades de résistance corps à corps. Ok. L'orange indique une résistance moyenne. Le rouge indique une forte résistance. Yes.
There's nothing here. Let's head back to a warm fire.
Shut that foolish mouth of yours. You ever know McCullum to be wrong about anything?
See these fancy clothes? This one's a top. No! He's dead!
Tac.
It ain't human! Kill it! Get them weapons ready! We found one! Watch it! It's one of them! It's a killer!
Chevrotine, équipé ou nice. Un petit refuge. Ok. Tac. Alors... Hold up. Wait a minute. Best life. Best life. Alors, pardon, jauge de santé, augmente la quantité de sang absorbé. Tac. D'ailleurs, j'ai le seum, mon caillou rose et orange, il a perdu de ses couleurs. Ça, c'est la crotte, ça. Putain, il y a encore les mecs. Putain, mais comment c'est possible? Putain, mais ils sont gros tous là. Putain, mais... Je crois que c'est bon là.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Il a deux mains et appuie sur pour utiliser sa compétence spéciale. Le faux permet de parer une attaque tout en infligeant des dégâts d'étourdissement gris subutilisés.
This place reeks of bloodshed. This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
You wish.
William, please, stop. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
Petit bateau là, vapeur. Machallah.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Let's go. Ça c'est premier boss, on va dire.
Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Ah merde, monter à bord du bateau. Je pensais qu'il fallait analyser le sang comme il l'a dit, mais non, du coup, ok. J'avais oublié. Du coup, on va aller à l'hôpital. De je sais plus lequel côté quartier, plutôt quartier. Mais c'est un quartier bien sympa. Enfin, que j'ai occupé quasiment tout le jeu et que j'ai pas bien avancé.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. For London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal. If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here.
Hey, le Pembroke Hospital.
Mysterious order, the Brotherhood
of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Il est en malin point chaud.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Tel cas satisfaisant.
Rotten ocracy. Each heart contains the sweat of life. Drink at this river. Try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insult me again and I'll put an end to your misery right now.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Dit que l'expérience que vous pourrez tirer d'un citoyen, plus l'acquisition est bonne, plus la quantité d'expérience reçue est importante. Afin de voir le sens d'une proie, vous devez d'abord le charmer pour attirer vers un lieu à l'abri des regards.
Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Je vais te tuer. Ouais, j'aimerais bien voir ça. Changer. Ça fait du DK. Ça fait du DK. Tac. Voilà. On va prendre le pur. Bah ouais, logique. Alors, j'ai que ça niveau lettres. Et du coup, j'en ai tué Clay Cox. Mais du coup, je me demande qui c'est qu'il est en train de tuer là. Genre, j'ai complètement oublié. Soit il a vraiment tué, genre, je m'en fous en fait, une personne que. Gna gna gna. Let's go to the hospital.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Thank you, nurse.
Nurse Crane, niveau 2 en plus Dorothy Crane. Ah ouais. Chaud, chaud, chaud. Bonjour.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Alors, parle-moi des côtés positifs dans ce cas, des côtés positifs. Que pensez-vous de la direction? Même si je n'apprécie pas toujours la prononciation du Dr. Swansea, je dois admettre qu'il faut tout son possible pour que cet institut ouvert pendant la crise.
I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Tell me more about people then.
C'est important d'avoir des informations comme ça, tu peux déployer tes forces diplomatiques.
Helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Si c'était un homme, oh putain.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
Dans toute la vie, je n'avais pas vraiment... J'ai pas vu ce qu'il a dit en fait.
Any medical assistance yourself, doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please,
speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Ok, donc on sait tout ici. Tac, Docteur Tippett, c'est fait. Tac, on va parler à lui.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by
Spécial Milton, hein.
I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm fine, Doc. Physically, at least. But I would give everything to be in a better place right now.
Goodbye, Milton.
Niveau 2 Milton. Dr. Tippett. Oh, Gwyneth Brannigan.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them? Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Ok, intéressant. Alors, quelle situation ici?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
J'imagine.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Ok. Pour l'instant, personne. Oh.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Okay.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Elle sait. Ouais, je me disais aussi, elle a un très haut niveau, elle. Elle a un très haut niveau de charme. Et c'est pas ouf. Ouais, je m'en souviens d'elle.
I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital.
Et je me souviens.
And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
I'm a vampire.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
La folle.
Do you require my services, Miss?
Elle a besoin de médicaments, je crois.
Your medicine, Dr. Reed.
Ah.
Blood is the only drug I need.
Ah si, ouais, je crois qu'elle a besoin de médicaments, mais c'est truc de je sais pas quoi.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howard?
It's only a cover to hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Chauve-souris.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure, but I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, nurse.
Racontez plein d'informations.
I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, Nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified, tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Goodbye,
Ok.
Nurse Hawkins.
Alors... En bonne santé? Mais what the fuck? Comment ça en bonne santé, genre? Oh, Sean Hampton.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Alors... de William Bishop.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Miss Hawcroft. Porte quoi. Je suis là. Ok, je t'explique, je vais te résumer vite fait, hein, mais du coup j'ai eu des problèmes dans un docks. Ensuite, bah du coup j'étais avec non pas William Bishop, le docteur. Ensuite il m'a emmené à l'hôpital et là je suis en train d'interroger plein de personnes pour savoir la situation. Mais vu que tu comprends, enfin vu que tu sais pas trop, j'ai pas non plus trop de spoil non plus, mais ouais. KX Agui 36, c'est connecté. KX Agui. Attends, mais ça fait au moins 2 ans que je l'ai pas vu sur la play, lui. KX Agui. What the fuck. Alors. Du coup, je suis en train d'interroger les gens de l'hôpital. Parce que c'est très important d'interroger les gens pour avoir des indices et plein de choses pour tout savoir.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Ah, oui, parce que j'ai tué Clay Cox.
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this
Concentré,
No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Tac, question personnelle. Oh.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really.
Ça c'est intéressant
But I
ça.
recognize Miss Harriet Jones.
Harriet
When you hear
Jones.
when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
C'est tout flou, Sniff. Ah, d'accord. Que faites-vous dans la
What do you do for a
vie?
living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith, willing to preach the good word.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here.
Nice.
Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
It's locked.
Mhm.
Good evening, sir.
Bon, au pire, ça va être le dernier, et ensuite je vais monter à l'étage pour aller au truc, parce que de base je dois monter à l'étage pour aller dans mon bureau.
I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Alors...
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm
Enfin, un mec
asking.
qui veut un médicament. Je capte depuis tout à l'heure vu que c'est fou. Tac. Bah mais pourquoi t'es pas sur ton PC hein?
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Où est-ce qu'on est là?
I cannot enter. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Un scal sauvage. Ok. Putain. Ça met que j'ai pas de wifi sur le PC. D'accord, attends, wifi bug en fait. C'est bon, j'ai réglé le souci. D'accord. Ah, c'est cool hein. Où est-ce que je suis là? En fait, je suis en train de naviguer dans des endroits dont je ne connais même pas l'existence. Qu'est-ce que je suis en train de faire? Je suis en train d'enquêter sur je sais pas quoi. Sinon je suis sur mon PC, ok. Quarantaine, grippe, veuillez ne pas pénétrer dans cette zone. Ok. Keep out. Quarantaine, maladie contagieuse, voilà, c'est la grippe espagnole. Ah, je vais déballer de la chevrotine. Bon, et ben je ne saurais pas comment faire pour cet endroit. Bon, faut que j'aille. Il faut que j'aille. Merde, je sais plus. Oui, à mon bureau. Je t'avais pas eu toi. Tac, let's go. Bon. T'es un vampire ou pas? Bah oui. Mais il faut que je regarde aussi le début du live, mais... Bon. Tac, oui, merde, faut que j'aille à mon bureau. Alors, si je me souviens bien... Ouais, voilà. Attends. T'es la maladie... L'ambiance du jeu est cool. Oui, l'ambiance du jeu est cool. Tu verras du coup le début du live. Je crois que mon bureau est là-bas. Si c'est bien... Ouais, c'est le bon étage, je crois. C'est le bon étage.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes.
Tac.
Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Ok. Du coup, vu que tu vas pas trop comprendre, Colombe, tu peux trouver des refuges dans le jeu. Et ces refuges te permettent d'évoluer et d'augmenter tes capacités de vampirique. Message du Dr Swansea, j'ai un peu la flemme de lire, tu vois, je vais pas te mentir. Tu sais que sur les écons. Fiole de verre, tac. Alors, trop bien, ouais. Échantillon. Ah oui, il faut que j'analyse l'échantillon de William Bishop. Vous avez assez d'ingrédients pour améliorer l'une de vos armes. Ah bon? Ah oui. Tac. Ok. Ensuite il faut les ingrédients machin pour améliorer. Ça c'est notre petite table bien sympa, je vais te dire. Il faut des morceaux de poignée communs et des tiges de plomb. Ouh, c'est chiant, c'est les tiges de plomb ça. Bouteille de gain. Bon, ah. Ok. Quoi comme pouvoir? De pouvoir. Petite bouteille, tac, ok.
Blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching.
Ça, c'est ça.
Is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time.
Il faut que je vais acheter le pouvoir. Ce pouvoir-là, le pouvoir de la brume des ténèbres. Ce sera un peu mieux. J'ai que 255 XP donc je peux plus rien améliorer. Vu que ça coûte ultra cher les pouvoirs, il est bien pâle. Ah bah c'est un vampire. Nuit suivante. Événement majeur dans le quartier. Chaque nuit, les conséquences de vos actes peuvent améliorer ou dégrader la situation sanitaire du quartier. Ceci peut aussi se détériorer si des maladies se propagent parmi ses citoyens. Plus vous tuerez de citoyens, plus un quartier deviendra insalubre. Si la situation sanitaire d'un quartier tombe sous le seuil critique, ce quartier plongera dans le chaos. Il n'appartient qu'à vous de décider du sort d'un quartier. Et donc j'ai tué Clay Cox parce qu'il me cassait les couilles, cette pute. Donc j'ai découvert pas mal de petits trucs, mais il faut que je découvre encore les autres là. Mais du coup, donc c'est vraiment un statut, vraiment c'est des grades, hein. Un statut de la société. Et suivant ce qui se passe, et bien voilà. Pas une sortie là. Il n'y a pas une sortie de base dans mon... Bah si. Il fait pas une sortie de base dans mon truc. Non. Je sais que je pouvais me taper une fenêtre jusqu'à mon bureau. Ok. Nice tout ça, ouais. Ouais. Poudre d'aluminium. Qu'est-ce qu'il a l'infirmière là?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Nurse, this room is off limits, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Make sure the rest of the staff are so informed.
Of course, Doctor. And what about the antiseptics? Or do I inform the staff that you're too busy?
I may have a solution. In France,
ça n'aurait pas commode. T'as bien compris. T'as bien compris. Un peu chiante cette infirmière, on peut se mentir.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital.
La morgue.
Small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way.
2 secondes, Colomb, je reviens. Je suis là. Ah, je suis là. Tac. Hop là. Bon. Nous devons aller à la morgue. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Si usé. Ouais. Hihi. Du coup. En plus d'avoir des vampires, c'est la grippe espagnole. Alors là, pas de chance quoi. Pas de chance pour les petits mortels là. Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette merde? J'ai pas compris là, ça va montrer un truc.
It's locked.
Faut que j'aille où? Ah yes. Ok. Tac tac tac. Ah mais dis pas que c'est cette mission là, je sais plus. Ouais, le jeu quand même est assez poussé, je trouve que c'est pas mal. Je l'ai dit tout à l'heure d'ailleurs, Colombe, mais vu que tu t'as pas regardé forcément le live au début, mais j'ai jamais fini le jeu, hein, faut le savoir ça. Je l'ai jamais fini. J'ai juste fait. En fait, je sais pas combien j'ai fait en fait. Pourquoi ça se nomme Vampyr et pas Vampyr? Parce que Vampyr c'est Vampyr. Vampyr c'est français. Vampyr c'est. Vampyr c'est anglais, qu'est-ce que je te dis? C'est long le jeu. Non, je sais pas trop en fait. Parce qu'il faut savoir que j'ai. En fait j'ai avancé. Ah ok, c'est cette mission là. Ok, oui, je vois ce que c'est du coup. Mais en fait j'ai fait le jeu, mais je l'ai jamais terminé. Parce que ça m'a saoulé en fait. Je voulais plus y jouer. Qu'est-ce que je fais? Merde. Je sortais de la mort, fallait pas. Mais du coup, je sais pas s'il est vraiment long le jeu en fait. Je sais que là où on est, Pembroke Hospital, j'y ai passé beaucoup de temps. Après, il y avait l'autre quartier. Et ça, j'y ai pas passé beaucoup de temps et j'ai arrêté de jouer. Je crois que j'avais découvert un quartier souterrain aussi. Alors après, je vais pas trop spoil non plus. Putain, ces changements ils sont comme ça. En anglais, c'est Vampyr. Mais parce que c'est un Y, c'est tout. Y, c'est tout. Qu'est-ce que je te dise? On s'en fout du Y, putain, c'est vu stylé, putain. Là, je suis clairement sorti du truc en fait. Je suis trop con. J'ai pas fait exprès en fait, j'ai vu une porte, je l'ai prise. Du coup, juste à revenir dedans. Oh, c'est chiant. Parce que les chargements ils sont bad longs. Quartier perdu, science net sanitaire d'un quartier tombe sous le seuil critique, ce quartier plongera dans le chaos. C'est pour ça qu'il faut pas non plus buter tout le monde. C'est pas gentil, sinon... D'ailleurs, le caillou que j'ai cueilli sur la... Enfin, qu'on a pris sur la plage à Colombe, bah, il est plus trop rose et orange quoi. Il est gris maintenant. Tac. Chargement bien m'a fait là. Tard Days Gone. Les chargements Tard Days Gone. Gris, ouais, ici pas ouf quoi. Il est devenu tout gris. Oh, de la poudre. Ah non, c'est pas de la poudre, c'est des shillings. C'est très clairement des shillings. Pourquoi je dis que c'était de la poudre? De loin, ça semblait de la poudre. Si pète. Bon. On monte à l'étage. Les ingrédients médicamenteux. Ici, on a trouvé du tartre ferreux, de la canine et de l'hypochlorite de sodium. Tiens.
Is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain.
Et tu as cigarette. J'aime bien. Et puis l'air iodé qui permet la couleur. Ah oui, sans doute, je sais rien. Tac, des shillings. On a récupéré des petits trucs là. Bien mal fait. Faut aussi tout fouiller. Hein. Tac, tu fouilles tout, bouteille d'alcool. C'est pratique, surtout pour les... Ah, du seul bas en plus, tu vois. On l'aurait raté le... Wesh. Putain, heureusement qu'il a pris sa batte, hein, parce que j'aurais pas deviné qu'il y avait un mec. Hein. Putain, nique ta race par contre. Je pète un câble. Je pète un câble. Attends, donne-moi ton sang parce que là j'en ai perdu beaucoup à cause de lui, là, cet enfoiré. Putain, c'est pas possible ça. J'ai fait que de la merde. J'ai un mec qui est venu sur moi, je me suis même pas réussi à me défendre. So. Ok.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as
tartare ferreux.
But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Tac. On monte à l'étage. Bonsoir. Attends, je bois, j'ai très soif. D'accord. Échantillon de sang riche, liquide. Il y a plein de trucs ici, j'ai raté. Chevrotine, hein. Et des balles. On aime. Encore de la chevrotine, putain, mais... Tartare véreux. Bien maffé. Ah, alors que bah non, c'est bien maffé, attends. Petite piche de moi. Wesh. Wesh, m'a fait flipper lui, il s'est TP. Bon, je crois que là c'est l'endroit un peu... Ouais, voilà, c'est ce que j'allais dire, un peu chaud. Genre pas trop cool quoi.
These scowls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. Not
Encore du tartare ferreux. Tac. Du tartare ferreux. Tac, là y a rien. J'ai bouteille des apéricubes. D'accord. Alors... J'ai ramassé ça là. Ah, c'est sympa ça.
It's locked.
Couteau d'amputation. J'ai une nouvelle arme main gauche. Pour absorber directement du sang. And no way. Arrête, je l'ai jamais eu cette arme. Même quand je jouais avant. Oh, il y a plein de trucs que j'ai raté aussi. Hein. Trop absorption du sang. Après, il y a assommé. Hein. T'as eu des chocolats? Ouais, j'ai eu un petit lapin de Pâques, mais j'étais la grand-mère à mon frère. Je sens directement le sang du coup. Ça c'est ma fait ça. Ah ça crie, c'est pas gentil là. Arrêtez de crier, j'aime pas ça. Un lapounou, ouais. Un petit lapounou. Ok. Je m'y attendais. Je m'y attendais. Faut que je regarde combien ça coûte des apéricubes pour l'acheter. N'importe quoi.
I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Et merde. de sang pour boire là. Il me faut des souris. Encore un. Mais il va te faire foutre, wesh. C'est pas un vampire level 1 qui va me faire mal quand même, enfin level 5. Y'a pas les prix, bah y'a pas les prix. Par contre en vrai l'arme est un peu nulle je trouve. C'est pas tout ça mais c'est que ouais l'arme est pas ouf en fait. Genre le sang... Tu vois assommer c'est bien mieux parce que déjà je peux leur faire très mal. Ah tiens. Tac, cantine, tout ça. Ok. Bon. Je peux pas sortir par là. Par où je sors? Ok, par ici. Réduis-le en miettes. T'inquiète pas. C'est ce que j'ai fait. Exit. Exactement. Du coup c'est bon, on a récupéré nos petits échantillons à la morgue. C'est bizarre parce que cette mission vraiment j'ai l'impression de l'avoir faite il y a pas longtemps, enfin pas il y a pas longtemps. Ça fait quand même 1 an que j'ai pas joué au jeu mais genre comme si je sais pas. Bref. État du quartier satisfaisant. Et bah heureusement. Trouver le portefeuille perdu dans le jardin. Lol. J'ai essayé de le chercher tout à l'heure. J'ai essayé de le chercher, ça va pas. Hein. Nice. Oh. Oula. Un peu agressif là. Mais il va se faire foutre, mais... Vas-y, ça marche pas. J'en peux plus, ça me saoule de... Arrête, mais pourquoi ça fait ça? Mais... Vas-y, c'est bon, allez, c'est bon, frère. Mais... Je vais... J'ai envie de péter un câble. Hein. Quand ça fait pas ce que je veux, ça m'énerve. qu'il se coupe avant, c'est normal. S'il se coupe comme ça d'un coup, c'est... D'accord. Bon, et ben on va vite étaler là-bas.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Pose des questions à lui.
I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Okay.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic.
C'est stylé.
The cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Do you need medical attention?
I'm feeling all right, Doctor. But perhaps it is because I, too, am used to the smell of the dead.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Uh-huh.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Ok, ok.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Voyons voir ce qu'il a.
It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Ah. De la codéine. Oh ouais. Codéine, ouais. Connexion. On a un médecin ici. Bien le bonjour. Ok, on a des inconnus de partout, fait chier.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Harry Potter médecin, j'avoue.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Ok, une enquête sur, une nouvelle enquête sur des citoyens. Une enquête pour ouvrir le menu d'investigation locale. Enquête sur les citoyens. C'est ici que vous pouvez consulter les enquêtes sur les citoyens triés par quartier. Vous pouvez démarrer une nouvelle mission de citoyen en la suivant avec puis en consultant notre gain. Ok. Intéressant.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion.
Ça, tu dis, c'est nice, ça.
I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Alors, je crois qu'on peut poser des questions personnelles du coup. Oui.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he was a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Goodbye, Doctor. Dorothy. Alors, pourquoi tu nous mens, toi, hein?
Good evening, sir.
Con. Je rigole.
May I help?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Question personnelle. Pourquoi vous sentez-vous coupable de votre blessure?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Ah, c'est quoi le rapport?
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Bah, je me doute bien, connard.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
Ah.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. But you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Ok. Bon, je m'en fous un peu du reste.
I'll see you later.
Ouais, lui il est niveau 1, lui tu peux le grailler facile. Personnellement... Tac, je vais aller faire dodo. Alors... Ok, alors, on peut avoir un truc pour la fatigue. Artisanat, tac. Voilà. Ah merde. Je suis con aussi, frère. Oh, j'ai eu le truc supérieur. Rhume, bronchite, pneumonie. Ok. Sepsis, anémie. Fatigue. J'en ai construit pas mal pour la fatigue. Voilà. Oh, perfect. Ouais. Tac. Alors. On n'a pas encore l'ultime, mais par contre on peut avoir pas mal de trucs. Tac, comme ça là. Vous pourrez maintenant transporter 3 secondes pour vous. Tac, tactile, voile d'ombre, 5 minutes ici par seconde en marchant. 5 utiliser pour 1 seconde en restant immobile. Aussi avec une vitesse naturelle en lui atterrissant dessus pour infliger des dégâts. Ok. Les vampires ça dépend lesquels, mais il y en a qui dorment pas. Bah oui. Coagulation. Vous jugez le sang dans les veines de votre proie, la laissant sans défense. 2 secondes de paralysie. Oh. Ça me coûte 600. Et ensuite je peux refaire une autre. Morsure. Est-ce que je peux améliorer encore la santé? Oui. 100. Capacité sanguine. Je suis passé level 8. Level 8 là. Bien maffé. Je dois aider mon père à tirer les chaussures dans le garage. Thriller. D'accord. Bon. Pareil, hein. Porter le médicament de Dorothy dans la chambre du patient. Let's go. Level 8 c'est cool, ouais.
I cannot enter.
Où est-ce que je dois aller? Trouver le portefeuille perdu dans le jardin. Wesh, il y a plein de gens que je connais pas là-bas. Ok, alors. Ah mais je peux pas être tranquille. Trier les chaussures. Bah écoute, trier les chaussures. Connu, tac. Ok merde, je dois aller là-bas. Prendre juste là, il y a 2 cœurs inconnus là. Faut que j'aille regarder. Attends, est-ce que je peux regarder par là? Oui, je peux regarder par là, je crois. Non, pas du tout.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor.
Hello, je serai pas là pendant.
Yes.
Je serai pas là pendant, mais je voulais te passer le salam. Ah, salut Cam.
Duty calls.
Salut Cam. Ça fait plaisir que tu passes en tout cas, ça fait très plaisir. Un bonjour, c'est toujours bienvenu. Merci d'être passé quand même. Merci à toi. Les maladies font baisser la qualité du sang des citoyens. Soignez-le avec des bons médicaments. Parlez aux patients dans les pièces situées derrière Dorothy pour voir son état de santé. Bon, attends, désolé, t'inquiète pas. Bye. Passe une bonne journée, mec. Passe une bonne journée. Ah, bonjour.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Tac.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Je voulais se reposer. Ouais, plus tard si, ouais, à plus tard.
Don't waste your time with me.
Tac, récupération, parfait. Bonjour. Si j'y vais pas, ça va barder, ouais.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Je t'aime, moi aussi, je t'aime.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
De la haute société.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Aïe aïe aïe.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital.
Merde, je suis
What
con.
gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Nouvelle 4. Petit Mergoswick. Inconnu. N'oubliez pas que le sang des citoyens vous apporte énormément d'expérience. Chez des citoyens ayant un niveau de charme inférieur, regardez vote et faites le bon choix. Ouais. Oh, j'ai un peu la flemme.
It's locked.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
Où est-ce que je dois aller? Ah, je dois aller au-dessus. Ah, je dois aller voir Swansea, je suis con.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Bon.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
There are a lot of secrets round here. I'm not surprised someone tried to make money from them.
What kind of secrets?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reed. If you want to know more, you better talk to Harriet Jones. She's the oldest patient here.
Goodbye, Milton.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp. The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time.
Oui, ce serait bien,
My
oui.
name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to... Oh.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
You are aware that I too know the thirst for the scarlet nectar.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Soit. Ah, je peux enfin lui parler.
Bred with no respect. What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
If you continue shouting, I'll have you restrained and gagged. Understood?
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts is a poor sod's fame.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals, or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Illettré. Ah oui. Oula. Attends, est-ce que j'ai le temps? Ouais, peut-être, j'en sais rien, je sais plus. J'ai peut-être le temps. Je sais pas. égout.
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him. This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Oh. Attends, je viens de trouver un truc de chien là. Putain, mais elle est impressionnante cette arme. Wesh, elle est impressionnante. On a compris là. Dans cette station de danger pourra ne pas survivre la nuit prochaine. Portez secours. Yesh. Elle est incroyable cette arme. Putain, j'ai décoté un de ces trucs là. Oh, incroyable.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please. Tell me your name.
Okay. Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
All right, Mr. Thatcher, you're safe now. Do you think you can reach the street by yourself?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Ok. Mhm. Bon bah ghost fight hein. J'en étais sûr.
What sort of creature is this?
Fuck.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Ah vache. Je me souvenais pas de ce loup là. Ce petit loup-garou là bizarre. Je me souvenais pas du tout de lui. Putain, il aurait pu me causer du fil à retordre. Hein. Merde. Où est-ce que je suis censé aller? Ah ok, attends, je vais y retourner là-bas au pire. Je vais arrêter le live du coup. Du coup là juste après ça, ouais, j'ai arrêté le live et puis voilà. Ah oui, d'accord. Oh putain. Je suis dans un endroit pas du tout sain. Hein. Ah c'est bon que. Je suis censé aller où là? D'accord. Bon, moi je vais m'arrêter ici du coup. Mais du coup on a bien avancé. Vache. J'ai oublié qu'il avait 20 genre. C'est énorme. Bon, allez, j'arrête. Ah attends. D'abord je vais aller à mon truc. Ah bah c'est ouvert enfin. Je me disais aussi qu'il y avait ça. Je suis pas fou. Tac, alors. Tac. Tactique. Tac. Bon. Allez, on va arrêter. Et puis bah voilà. Ah, Lorette. C'est passé quoi? Il a un mal de tête. Ça s'est amélioré du coup. Je trouve un traitement pour le mal de tête. Mais je crois que j'en ai pas. Ouais, celle-là, les mal de tête. Mais sauf que je connais pas encore le truc. Pas gentil, ça. J'ai pas mal de trucs moi depuis le louer. Ah merde. Bon. Allez. À plus.